Jesus fuck my eye Christ, we are back to this again, just going in circles constantly. It just never stops, it really doesn't. A Final Fantasy VII Remake has been something people have been wanting for ever. Forever and ever and ever and ever. Since PlayStation 2 launched, we've wanted a remake of Final Fantasy VII, rightfully so, understandably so. Even if you're watching this right now and you're like, you know what, Alpha? Final Fantasy VII is not that great of a game, it's overrated, and honestly, I don't see the appeal behind it. Completely understandable. To all the people that are just saying, I'm big fans of the game, and I love it, and it definitely does deserve a remake. Completely done up and all dazzled and shit like that. Again, I completely understand, but there's something nobody can argue, whether you love it or hate it, or you're completely indifferent to it. You're aware that it's one of the biggest role-playing games ever. Ever to exist, ever. Nobody can really deny that. That's just pretty much hardened fact, hardened truth. Numbers don't fucking lie. And a game that's name lives in infamy, even now in 2014. I mean, fuck, we're only 3 years removed before it goes on to its 20th anniversary. That should say something that we're still talking about it right now. So, the one dude who's a producer over at Square Enix, Katase, I think that Katase, I have no fucking clue, don't shoot the goddamn messenger here. Anyhow, so he was in an interview recently and he was talking about, you know, the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy, Lightning Returns, and then was talking about the prospect of going and making Final Fantasy VII, which has been brought up. As a matter of fact, I've dedicated, I think, like 2 or 3 videos talking about Final Fantasy VII being remade, and including people that work for Square Enix talking about Final Fantasy VII being remade, and they always just keep on just beating around the bush and dancing around the subject and saying the same stupid shit. It's so fucking bewildering. It really is. They say things like, well, I mean, if we were to do it, we'd have to really dedicate ourselves. You don't say. When you produce something, you have to dedicate time and effort and energy to it. Huh. I would not have ever put those two things together. Huh. Wow, look at that. Then they say things like, well, it would cost money. Oh, fuck. I thought fairies just came in, waved her wand and shit, and then all of a sudden, bloop, there it was. Everything was just kind of being made for us. I mean, that was the time and energy I needed, was to watch those fairies just go around and do that. And I capture them in a fucking jar, and I sell them over in high roll. Make a big old fucking ton of money. That black market's nice as shit. But anyhow, it's just kind of weird that they keep on saying this, but they know that not only is this a moneymaker, nobody can fucking argue this. It's a fucking moneymaker. A company that is in dire need of a major hit outside of Dragon Quest, by the way, is in dire fucking need. Because, let's be realistic, him talking about Final Fantasy 13, that did shit. And that's all that there is to it. And somebody can be like, instant dislike, I'm going to complain because I like the game. Good for... Look at this. Look at this. That's great. But you want to know what? The shareholders don't give a fuck about your opinion. See, numbers don't lie. The game cost a fucking extravagant amount of money to go and produce. And then its sequel did even fucking worse. And now we have Lightning Returns. I have no clue what the fucking sales figures are on that because the game just came out, so we're gonna have to go and wait on something like that because usually you got about the 2 to 3 week threshold to go and find out exactly how well the game is doing overall worldwide. But the thing is, something like this that fans have been pining for years and years and years, kind of like Final Fantasy 15. Haha, nudge nudge. Seriously, release that fucking game and quit putting the carrot in front of the fucking horse. But the point that I'm getting to is that if you're willing to go and put tons of money and effort and time into a series that you know damn well a very large majority of your fan base is really not into, but you will continue to ignore their pleas and demands to go and produce just a remake, which you've remade other shit time and again, but you won't produce this one because it's on a much grander scale, because this will cost money and it will take effort and people have to like make it or something. I don't even know what to say to that half the time because it's so fucking dumb. I mean, it's really bad when fans will pretty much write love letters to their most fond memories of video games by remaking them themselves out of their own pocket and out of their own time. Like, I've been following this one Resident Evil 2 remake, which looks fucking amazing. Like, absolutely stunning. And fans are just doing it for fun. I saw a Final Fantasy VII remake on PC. Granted, it was in a completely different language. I actually think it was in Spanish? I forget, but off the top of my head. But it was completely remade. I mean, from the ground up, everything. Just absolutely beautiful. Again, these are fans doing it for fun. That one thing, Square Enix, you went and you shut down Chrono Resurrection? Haha, that thing absolutely fucking blew my mind. Running on GameCube architecture, which isn't anything to go and, like, stub your nose at, considering the fact that GameCube is a powerful little fucking beast of a machine. It also has one of the most underrated libraries in all of gaming. Can't lie about that shit! But just saying that fans are willing to go and dedicate all this shit to it, and you're willing to go out of your way to not only acknowledge that people want to go and see that, but then you'll go out of your way to go and shut them down, and that's really it. You'll never actually work on it yourself or even employ these people that do this shit that obviously have a knack for it and have a talent for it. And you'll ignore people for years, for fucking years, who are demanding something. I mean, we're well over a decade now that Final Fantasy VII was released on PlayStation 1, PC, and shit like that, and we still have this great amount of interest in the game. Now, there's an equal amount of people that have also said, which, again, I can understand, that they don't even want to see a remake. And it's not because they hate Final Fantasy VII, but it's because they feel that due to all of the current games that Square Enix has released over the years, they feel that not only would they do a great injustice to the game, but it would actually just somehow water down the overall name of it. And that I can't argue with. That's one of the things. Understand me when I say this. If they went and did something like that, you would have a shitstorm to deal with, and I think that might also be part of why they don't want to approach this, or they are just doing it so cautiously, because that's a big fucking fan base. One that has remembered things over the years. There's lots of people I know that have played no RPGs except for Final Fantasy VII. Dead honest fucking truth. The game means a lot to just video games in general. It was the reason why we had a big Japanese role-playing game boom here in the States. It's one of the reasons why the PlayStation got put on the fucking map. I mean, and you can't argue with the game. Numbers don't fucking lie. Again, it's the best-selling Final Fantasy that they've ever released, and don't hand me that horseshit of Final Fantasy XI made more. You pay for this shit monthly. If you paid for Final Fantasy VII monthly, I'm pretty sure it'd have, like, fucking, like, quintuple the amount or some shit like that. But anyway, it's just, stop beating around the bush. Shit or get off the fucking pot. That's what I'm saying, Square Enix. Shit or get off the fucking pot. It's pretty sad when fans want to fucking do it more than you. You've got all these people that are willing to just throw money at you. No fucking lie. Right now, if you said, okay, we are gonna go and make this, and we're gonna make bundles for it with the corresponding consoles and shit like that, and we're gonna go and put this up, you would make money hand over fist time and time again without even fucking a second thought. And it's something that you know. And people out there know. People that love it, people that hate it are already well aware that this would pretty much be one of the best things that you could ever decide to go and invest some time and effort into. I mean, you have a big fucking workforce of people. Why can't you go and do it? Tell me. What the fuck are you working on outside of Final Fantasy 15 right now that you couldn't dedicate even, like, a decent-sized team to going and getting started on something like this? I mean, you gave us the fucking tech demo in 2005 for the PlayStation 3, but you can't do something like this. Also, put Crisis Core on a fucking console, for fuck's sake. Seriously, that shit, that annoys me, though. That different fucking rant, but whatever. Anyway, everything's down in the description if you want to go and read it. It's shit or get off the pot. I don't even, that's pretty much my summary. Shit or get off the pot. Just quit fucking messing with the fan base because you're now not only getting their hopes up, but you're starting to piss them the fuck off. Trust me, I'm one of them. Anyway, this is AlphaOmegaSin, as always. Nerds, nerdettes, and gamers. Game the fuck on. Also, I'm gonna get myself rant materia, and I'm gonna have that shit mastered like a fucking champ.